that they've got so many of these, these beasts. They're just going to be able to rack up so many kills. Oh my goodness, sending about 50 archers down the slope down there. Doubt many of them will get back up. Hey guys, what's up? My name is HamdogCDXX and welcome to my first ever battle on Total War Warhammer 2. First ever battle on any Total War Warhammer for that matter. I didn't actually get Total War Warhammer 1, but I may actually get it when the new campaign comes out. Where the Warhammer 1 units, factions even, and Warhammer 2 factions can go at it against each other. But yeah, guys, I'm so excited to finally get a battle of Total War Warhammer 2 on the channel. If you do enjoy it, please make sure to drop a like and I'll know to get plenty more battles out there for you. But anyway, guys, today we have a pretty awesome free-for-all battle. Finally, Total War have brought out free-for-alls, guys. So I thought only one way to start off my Total War Warhammer 2 content is to bring out a free-for-all. And guys, today we actually have every single race in this battle today, guys. So we have the Dark Elves, which I'm playing as, the Skaven underneath me as we speak. We've got the Lizardmen over here as well. And we've also got the High Elves over next to me as well. So guys, today we are going to see a lot of the pretty OP, amazing units in the game, such as dragons. And just over here we've got some Hydras as well, with 5-headed Hydra units, looking pretty amazing. These are gotta be one of the most, insane fantasy creatures that I have ever seen or heard of. But anyway, guys, we'll get back to them in a moment, but let's go ahead and take a look over the army comps before we start this battle. So starting off with my army, we have 6 units of these Dark Shards with shields, and these guys are pretty insane. You can just see the crossbows that they are using right there. Yeah, they look pretty fantasy. That is definitely the word I would use to describe them. Fantastical, I guess. I don't know, maybe I'm making that up. Yeah, we've got 6 units of these Dark Shards, and then if we move behind those, we've got another 6 units of these Bleak Swords with shields. These are pretty low tier infantry, however they are, they look like they should be able to hold up well with the big shields that they've got to protect themselves. So we've got 6 units of those guys, and that is the main bulk of the army for infantry wise. However, we do have some nice more elite units. So I've got 2 units of these Black Ark Corsairs, and these guys again are just insane dual wield dagger infantry, or almost, these swords look like they've been carved out of a bone. The amount of indents in them, they look so amazing, guys. I really do love the cinematic units in Warhammer 2. So we've got 2 units of those. And then moving behind the cavalry for 1 second as well, we also have 2 units of these, what exactly are they called? These Reaper Bolt Throwers, and yeah, again, all of the Scorpion units in this game and all of the artillery just look absolutely insane, guys. All specific to each faction, which is nice to see. But yeah, I've also got 3 more units of infantry mixed in with the cavalry. So firstly, we have these Witch Elves, which again are dual-wielded dagger infantry, which are pretty insane. You actually get to see these in the cinematic start of the game, or in the cinematic trailer as well. And they do look pretty insane as well, guys. Oh my goodness, I would not want a bunch of them shot. Maybe I would. It might be a nice way to go out. I don't know about that. And then moving over as well, we have, I don't know any of the unit names yet, so you have to bear with me. Some of these Hargonaut Executioners, and these are 2-handed sword units. And yeah, just look how imperial these guys look with the purple capes and, the long long chainmail armor, and the red on the inside of the capes, guys. Oh, the units just look so amazing. Just look at the masks that they've got as well there, guys. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of camera shake in this game as well, guys, so sorry about that, but they just look absolutely insane. Would not want to see that before I go out, that's for sure. And then finally, the last elite unit that we have is this unit of Black Guard of Nagaron, so kind of like the Phoenix Guard for the High Elves. Yeah, just pretty epic with the massive halberds. And again, just look at the headdresses that they have. It's pretty insane, these units. But anyway, let's move on to my beasts and cavalry as well, guys. So we have, oh, and also I've actually got a couple of units of dread spears on each flank as well. These are just, you know, substandard spears. But anyway, guys, we have 2 of these Hydra units as well. Again, as I've said before, pretty insane. Moving over to the cavalry, we've got mixed in over here. We've got 2 units of these Dark Riders, kind of looking a bit like ninjas almost. Don't want to get too close because it kind of fade into the units, but yeah, you can just see there, guys. They look pretty menacing. Look at the actual, look at the cavalry as well. The actual horses, you know, almost demonic. It looks like, definitely. You know, kind of reminds me of the cavalry in Game of Thrones. You know, on the behind the wall. Yeah, pretty menacing, if I do say so myself. And then we also have 2 units of these Cold One Riders. And yeah, you can just see that we've almost got these, you know, those Black Guard of Nagaron looking units riding almost what looks like a raptor of some sort. These are one of my favorite units so far. Anything with these Cold Ones, I think, look pretty insane, guys. Yeah, but again, that's pretty much it for the army, apart from the dragons, guys. How could I forget the dragons? I've got 2 of those, looking a little bit weird. I don't know if I like these looking dragons, but definitely can looking to do some damage. Sorry about the camera jumping there. It's this stupid pillar next to me. Yeah, I do love the cinematic things, like all of the different architectural landmarks and stuff as well in this. It's pretty epic. I think I've covered everything in my army. I've got some of these harpies over here as well, which we started out underneath. So these are like almost flying witch elves, or what were they called again? Witch elves, yeah, flying witch elves it looks like. So they are pretty insane as well. Got a swarm of them. And then in the front we have the general with her other sorceresses as well. So we've got the general Marathi, and she's got a sorceress, fire sorceress, and also a dark sorceress as well. So one riding a horse and one both of the in the air riding Pegasuses. And again, look at the horns on these guys. Look how absolutely intimidating they look. Sorry for taking so long to go over the armies, guys, but there's just so much to cover, so many new units that I've never seen before. So moving over to the Skaven, we have a bunch of this Storm Vermin. I actually went with more of a quantity army, however the Skaven unusually have gone for a quality army. So they've brought a bunch of this Storm Vermin. Got 2 units over here, and I think a bunch more over here as well. These are the halberd type, and these are the sword and shield type. But if you just take a look at all of these guys as well, just look how all of the units in this game, like, guys, just look absolutely insane. I would never want to, if I was ever alive in this fantasy world, guys, I would be hiding in my hovel. I would not be on the battlefield against these guys. They are pretty insane. So let's move back again. The Skaven are very well known for their artillery. So we've got a bunch of these warp lightning cannons. I think he's got about 1, 2, 3, 4 units of those. And yeah, this is exactly why the battle is going to kick off so quickly. As you can see, he's got them directly pointed at my forces. And it's not going to be long until the warp cannons fire up. And yeah, they're going to obliterate a bunch of my men. We've also got this Doom Wheel unit as well, which is, again, really insane. Oh my goodness, I've just gone underneath the map. So yeah, we've got this Doom Wheel powered by this rat on the back. Ratman almost. Yeah, he's just going to pump the, I believe it's called Warpstone into the wheel, it looks like, and that's actually going to make it go into the enemies. It's also got a gun on the front of it as well, kind of a warp lightning cannon on the front. Sorry, I keep warping under the map almost. So yeah, we've got these cannons on the front, it looks like, and they're actually going to fire into my men as they, roll into them. And yeah, apart from more of the lightning cannons, we've also got some of the rat ogres over here. Again, looking pretty menacing. Looks like this guy's actually got nothing. You can't even see out. I don't even believe any of these guys have got eyes. It looks like all of the eyes are taped up. Oh yeah, this guy has a bunch of them. I guess just have to kind of run and guess where they're going. We've also got a couple of units of these Plague Month sensor bearers as well, and I do believe this is a missile unit. Oh no, sorry, it's not. These are the guys with the massive maces, and they are just going to swing them into enemies and just absolutely wipe them out. They've got magical warpstone in them as well. So yeah, these guys are going to be pretty deadly if we can catch them in battle. But onto the monsters of the Skaven, we've got some of these Hellpit abominations, and I don't know if these guys are quite as ferocious looking as the Hydras. However, they definitely are almost on par, guys. Look at the glowing green warpstone just embedded into them. Looks like we've actually got some things on the top of it as well. Yeah, it's almost got like an engine, it looks like. That's pretty insane. It's got a massive tail as well, so hopefully we can see some tail whipping going on into some enemy troops. And it also looks like it's actually sitting on a wheel, which I guess is going to roll around and help it to move and stuff like that. And yeah, we've also got some of these Death Globe Bombardiers. These are the missile units I was talking about, and these are going to throw magic around the battlefield, and it's just going to explode in their enemies' faces and burn them alive. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for the Skaven. We do have the general over here. Oh no, sorry, this is the priest. So he's going to put spells around the battlefield, and I believe this is the general. Yes, so we've got Lord Skrulk, not on a mount. He's just going to be walking around the battlefield. And yeah, he looks pretty disgusting, to be honest, with his again with his massive mace to swing around. Yeah, but let's move on over to the Lizardmen. Also going with a quality army rather than quantity, and all that the Lizardmen have brought is a bunch of this Temple Guard, which is one of the most insane units in the game. I keep saying that, man. I keep saying about every single unit, but all of them just look so good. These are probably one of the strongest elite units in the game, seeing as they are, Lizardmen, pretty large, and also just look at these insane weapons. I don't even know what to call it. It's almost like it's got teeth all along it with a massive, I guess, what are they called again? The Grim Reaper carries one, you know what I mean, guys. A sickle, that's it, almost look like a sickle with teeth all the way along it, and it's also got like a rear spike as well. Guess it can be used as a weapon on that end as well. But all of these guys just look absolutely insane. Oh my goodness. So yeah, that's the bulk of their army, all of the Temple Guard. In behind as well, we also have some Croxagors, which are basically, mutated crocodiles, which also carry massive warhammers with spikes on. These units are pretty insane. The Lizardmen so far are definitely my favourite faction in the game, and I think I'm going to do my first campaign on the Lizardmen. So moving along the Croxagor line, and oh my god, what is this thing? We see a Carnotaur. I don't know if this has the general on. No, it's just a Saurus Old Blood. I believe it's not the general. It may be the general. Where is the general? I'm not actually sure where he is. Yep, no idea where the general is. I think the general is on one of these dinosaurs. But yeah, so if we go over the different dinosaurs, we have a Carnotaur over here, which is carrying, I believe this is probably the general, the Saurus Old Blood. And then up top as well, flying around, we have a Pterodon with a Skink Priest on it as well. So yeah, that's a pretty insane unit. Just look at these dinosaurs, guys. I never thought I'd see a Total War with dinosaurs in. It's pretty mad. Anyway, so we've got a bunch of these Bastiladons as well. So these guys carry solar engines. So these are basically the artillery units for the Lizardmen, and they also act as a walking tank as well. So when all of the ammo is used up, unlike most artillery crews, this artillery crew is a dinosaur with a bunch of other smaller skinks on them with javelins that they're going to throw at enemies trying to take down the actual Bastillodon. So we've got 3 of those. We've got another couple of Bastillodons carrying, different units. So these guys have revivulation crystals or revivification crystals, and what they're going to do is actually, as it sounds like, they're going to go ahead and, heal up the troops in battle using some spells. So we've got 2 of those. And then over on this flank, we have, again, some more dinosaurs, some ancient stegodons. Just look at the horns on this unit, man. Oh my goodness. Pretty insane again. I mean, all of the units in this battle so far are just absolutely immense. And again, another one over here as well. Also with some skinks up on the top. Looks like they've got some, some guns up here on the top as well. And also some, some more skinks throwing javelins off the top as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Lizardmen. So if we go over to the last army, to the High Elves. Oh, sorry, we've actually got some more Pterodon riders over here in the center as well. And these guys are some chameleon skinks as well. So yeah, these are going to be pretty weak in melee combat. However, it looks like they are a blow dart unit. So these are going to just blow little darts into the enemy. They don't do too much damage, but because there's so many of them, they are going to be able to just wipe them all out. So moving on to the High Elves, probably taking almost 10 minutes to go through all of them, even more, I'm not sure. But the High Elves, I'm just going to skim over their army. So the High Elves have a bunch of these spearmen units in the front. These look pretty imperial again. Gotta love the way that they look with the red and blue shields, just looking pretty epic. The color scheme in this game is, one of my favorites that I've seen in any Total War. So still got a bunch more of these spearmen. This line is absolutely massive. I think there's 8 units or 10 units of those. And then we've also got some of the more elite White Lions of Grace. And these are Great Axe Infantry. So you can just see them over here carrying the massive axes as well. And they've also got these White Lions on the, I guess you could call it the... I'm not. Is it a coif or is that the helmet? I'm not sure, but yeah, they've got white lions, so a lot of lions died for these men. Yeah, there must be an abundance of lions in the Warhammer days. However, these guys are one of the most elite units for the High Elves. So in behind those, we have a bunch of just standard archer infantry with longbows. The High Elves can actually field better archers. However, this player decided to just go with a more quantity build rather than get some of the more elite units. And then in behind those, we have some of the Imperial Phoenix Guard. I keep using the word Imperial, guys. That just shows how amazing these units look. Very much like the Defenders of Normand in my army. Yeah, guys, with the massive halberds. And again, just with the red capes. It's looking pretty insane again. I think there's 4 units of those. And then it brings us to the dragon in the center with the general on. I do believe this is just a normal prince. It is. So let's see if we can get a catch of him. Yeah, he's just sitting. It's going to be hard for me to get close enough in to get a picture of him. But yeah, there he is right there. Let's see if I can zoom in almost. Yeah, it's looking pretty sick just on his dragon. Oh my goodness, that looks pretty ferocious as well. So yeah, and we actually have a second dragon over here, a moon dragon. I don't know why it's called that. Oh, hang on, no, there's actually 2 of them, guys. So we've got 2 moon dragons as well. So these, I'm not sure how, how good these are in terms of, how they rate between other dragons. I've not really had much time to learn the game yet. So I'm sure I'll be able to give you much more detail about the units in future. But yeah, we've got 3 dragons for the High Elves. And then also we have 2 units of these dragon princes on each flank. So 4 units in total. And these guys are, I believe, the best cavalry for the High Elves. So he's gone pretty heavy with the cav and pretty light with his infantry. So with this cavalry, guys, you can see the massive lances. Oh my god, they just look insane, guys. I cannot keep keep myself from using that word insane while I'm playing this battle. And then also as their artillery, they have 2 units of these Eagle Claw bolt throwers, basically scorpions, guys. But what I love about these units, guys, if you get right in close, you can see that basically the way that this scorpion looks, it almost looks like a soaring eagle flying through the sky, guys. So it's pretty ironic that it's actually called the Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower. But yeah, guys, I do love the way that all of the artillery and all of the units are definitely, you know, specific to each faction in this game. But anyway, guys, that has taken forever to get through these army comps with so many different types of units on the battlefield. So, guys, without any further ado, let's start this battle, guys. And it's going to start off with a massive artillery hit into my units as well. So let's just get ready for this, guys. Oh my goodness, sending so many of my crossbows and my swords flying as well. We're going to reform, only to be hit again with some more shots as well, guys. I was actually hoping to be able to sit this most of the battle out and then kind of go in and attack the rest of the forces after they've been, you know, a bit depleted. However, I am going to be forced into combat with the Skaven here, with all of the troops. You know, they're going to hold and they're just going to fire more shots at, it looks like they're heading over to shoot my dragon now as well. We've actually got the Hell Pit Abomination moving up into the combat as well. But anyway, guys, while they are just firing artillery, let's take a look at what's happening on the other side of the battle. So it looks like the Lizardmen have actually conquered the center with these chameleon skinks as well. I think these are probably Vanguard deployment units, seeing as they're chameleons and this in the center, so that's probably why they're up there. But if we take a look at the High Elves, they're moving over both of their Moon Dragons and a lot of their infantry, as well as their Dragon Princes, over to face the Lizardmen. And it looks like we've actually got no fighting between the Dark Elves and the High Elves, and that's, you know, because the Elven forces decided to make a pact for the start of this battle. Me and the Elven High Elf player, you know, faced with Ratmen and Dinosaurs, we decided to put our differences aside and, you know, try and work together to take out both of the forces to start with. Looking at the scoreboard, you can see the Lizardmen and the Skaven have started off with a lot of great artillery fire, and they've got themselves a bunch of hits. I'm still yet to get any kills, and I believe the High Elf player is still yet to really get much going for him. We are starting to charge up our Bleak Swords though. However, you can just see the amount of men that have died running up from all of the artillery fire. Oh my god, there's another volley. This is just absolutely insane. I believe they have 4 units of these Warp Lightning Cannons, yeah, but the thing is they don't have much infantry. So if I can break through their infantry, then I should be able to go ahead and destroy those catapults. As you can see, they've actually sent in the Storm Vermin Halberd units with the Rat Ogres, and also the Hell Pit Abomination is coming into the battle. And just like that, guys, my Bleak Swords are all going to break and run off. So it is now down to the archers, who are going to try and hold and fire as many shots as possible. Guys, this is just pretty insane. I don't know what's going on the other side of the battle, but you can see the Storm Vermin are pushing forward with the support of the Rat Ogres. I do have some fighting in the forest as well, guys. We've actually got the Hydras and the Dragons pushing up into some more Storm Vermin with the help of some Bleak Swords, which again are going to rout. I don't think I'll be bringing them to the battle again. So we're fighting the Sword and Shield Storm Vermin in the forest, which is good for us because the Halberd units would have done more damage to the Hydras. We've also got one of these Doom Wheels in here as well, as you can see, getting right in amongst it with the Hydra. You can see just ramming the Hydra there. Oh my goodness, this battle is starting off so quickly and it's got so insane. I've sent in my Harpies as well to try and attack the enemy artillery. However, they're getting cut down by these mace units, these Plague Monks. Just absolutely cutting down the Harpies, and they're actually going to try and fly away. They're getting hit by some spells as well from the enemy spellcaster, the Plague Priest. Let's quickly run over and see what's going on over here. I don't want to miss too much on all sides of the battle. So it looks like the Moon Dragon has actually gone into battle and is being routed by a bunch of these Kroxigors. And over here you can see all of the beasts of the dinosaurs are starting to charge in, guys. And we've got a massive engagement over here between all of the Temple Guard and all of the Spearmen for the High Elves. And I believe there's fighting going on in the forest as well, just like over on the other side. So we've got some of the Phoenix Guard that looks like, and the White Lions of Krace fighting against some more Temple Guard in the forest. And the Dragon Princes, it looks like they've also managed to get a nice charge off on some more of these Temple Guards who are dropping down to half strength. However, the Dragon Princes, now that they're caught up in melee, they're also dropping down pretty quickly. Let's see if we can just enjoy some of the fighting here for a moment. Yeah, these Kroxigors just going absolutely insane with their spin attacks. There goes a fallen Dragon Knight over there as well. So yeah, it's just an absolute bloodbath over here as well. So if we take a look again over here, we've got some of the Pterodons going after the High Elf Archers as well. And we've also got the Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers firing back, as well as the Archers firing into those Pterodons. Over on my side of the battlefield, though, as you can see, a lot of my infantry has now been completely destroyed. But we do still have a bunch of archers left, and still got a few units left at the back. We've got these Black Guard of Nagaron moving up now, and we've also got some of these Hargarth Executioners and the Witch Elves as well still alive, as well as most of my cavalry. These Cold One Dread Knights are still going as well. I'm not too sure where the Dark Riders have gone. They're probably dead by now. I think I may have committed them into the centre. We've got these Harpies returning from battle, so I'm going to send them in to try and hit the enemies from the flanks. I don't know how well these are going to do, but definitely a nice flanking unit, as you can just fly over a bunch of units and, you know, pounce down on them when you feel that the time is right. But this is now a problem. This flank is going to be very problematic for me, so that's why I'm sending over these Black Guard of Nagaron, as they are going to be able to deal with that Doom Wheel and the Storm Vermin over there as well. I've actually got the Monk Priest over here, Plague Priest, sorry, moving up against my Bleak Swords. I'm actually going to try and take out a bunch of his hit points with the sword units. And the Dragons, you can see, down to very little health now. I think that's the case for both of them, and for the Hydras in the forest as well. Looks like they've actually routed and pulled back. So I'm pulling back all of the Dragons and the Hydras back for the rest of the battle later on against the Lizardmen, as it seems that I'm starting to take over the Skaven player. As you can see, the Skaven got a lot of points from killing me at the start, but now that his Storm Vermin is mostly dead, he's going to struggle to contain the rest of my infantry. Also, we've got some support coming over from the High Elves to help us defeat the Skaven player, as the High Elf player knows that if the Skaven defeat me, he's going to be fighting the Lizardmen and the Skaven on both flanks. Back over on this side of the battle, you can see all of the Bastiladons are now pushing forward with the Carnotaur, firing some more of the artillery, and now we've got the Temple Guard pushing forward as well. Camera is a little bit shaky in this, guys. Keep dropping underneath the map. It's a little bit of a glitch, but I'm sure it'll get sorted out, you know, soon enough, as this has only just come out. So yeah, these White Lions of Krace gonna brace for a charge. It looks like they're actually facing the wrong way, and these Kroxigors are gonna come in and absolutely wreck them, guys. One of them's gonna turn around and try and get a hit off, but yeah, they're just gonna absolutely wreck. Charge in the back. Moving into these Spearmen as well, it's not going to be much they can do, even if they were facing the right way. These Kroxigors are so elite that they will just mash through any units whatsoever. Oh my goodness, there is men flying everywhere, and you can see already, guys, that whole detachment of High Elves has just routed from the battlefield. They do have a possibility of coming back, however, and yeah, this Carnotaur is going to keep moving forward. So at this point, guys, I'm starting to wrap up the battle against the Skaven players. You can see I'm up into second place. from you know, getting all of these harpies. They actually return from routing. The Dragon Prince is actually coming in, help me out as well, you know, by taking out a bunch of the missile units and the artillery in the back. And yeah, you can see my dragon is down to so little health now as well. I'm actually chasing after this abomination with the dragon to make sure that it doesn't come back. And yeah, that abomination is actually going to rout from the field. Looks like we have some Skaven save spears that have just been spawned in, but I do believe that they're just going to rout pretty quickly as well. Yeah, they've spawned in by the, I believe the enemy general can spawn in some Skaven slave spears just from underground. They're going to pop up. Basically, the rats underground are going to, you know, be part of the army. But you can see, guys, the Skaven player has now been completely eliminated, and the High Elf is cavalry is going to pull back because I am actually turning on the High Elves now, guys. The alliance is gone. You can see the Harpies are going to pull in. The Cold One Riders are going after that unit over there as well, and I'm also going to send in the Dread Spears into this cavalry to, you know, pick up some more points. My goal now is to get up into first place past the Skaven player. Looks like the Skaven players actually just came back to the battlefield with some of his routing troops returning. Yeah, he's going to disappear again though. He's greyed out again, so it means that all of his units have blacked out. And yet we are going to manage to break these High Prince units. May have been a little bit unfair for me to turn on MBM5 like that. However, it is a free-for-all, guys, and every faction for themselves. These High Elves had the chance to follow our ways, and they decided to stay, you know, on the moral high ground, thinking they're better than us. So we're just going to wrap up the rest of these Dragon Princes over here. And as you can see, I still have a reasonable amount of men left. Still have, I believe I've still got both of my dragons. Maybe I've just got one. I think I've still got both of the Hydras. Again, maybe I've only got one. So that is a shame if that's the case. I should still have my artillery pieces though. Yep, so they're over here moving up. Didn't actually get to use them, seeing as I kind of just went straight in for the Skaven player because he was getting so many points against my men. And at this point, I am just reforming so I can just, you know, get a little bit of a sense of what I have left. So let's go ahead and check out what's going on over on the other side of the battle. Don't worry, guys, it has not ended yet. Still got 12 minutes left to go. And yeah, it is just turned into absolute bloodbath. The Lizardmen don't have too many men left, seeing they didn't bring too many. However, just the fact that they've got so many of these, you know, these beasts, they're just going to be able to rack up so many kills. Oh my goodness, sending about 50 archers down the slope down there. Doubt many of them will get back up. And yeah, you can see those units of spears and archers are just completely routed. Looks like this dragon is actually going to try and get out of there with the general on it as well. And over here we've actually got some more routing troops. So the Lizardmen have completely overthrown the High Elf position at this point, and the Skaven are completely dead as well. So at this point I figured it was just going to be me against the Lizardmen, and I was very worried about that. As you can see, the Lizardmen have already overpassed, and I'm now down into 4th place. And the reason why I'm down into 4th place, guys, is because I took so long to reform, guys, that I wasn't getting any kills over here. And the enemies that were fighting over here just racked up so many kills against each other that, you know, I've just fallen behind. However, I still have a reasonable force left, so hopefully after these two forces have done enough damage to each other, I can actually get in there. Looks like I've actually got my sorceress coming down here to get some points off against the spears. Don't know how well she's going to do. Looks like they're actually sending in some white lines of Krace to resupport, or I think they're actually routing. And this sorceress is actually going to get a fair amount of kills on her Pegasus, and she can actually get out of there whenever she wants. However, we are going to see a bit of a crazy fight coming up here in a moment. As you can see, this sorceress is very low on health hit points. However, I do believe that we are going to see her try and retreat. It looks like she's just about going to get out of there. She does need to take to the skies, though, to make sure that she can get away from that infantry. And yeah, I'm actually going to manage that. So over in the center, you can see I'm sending over my Witch Elves now to try and take out this Carnotaur. That is because that is the enemy general, so I figured if I can take out that Carnotaur, then I should be able to get a lot of points and get me back up into, you know, at least second place. We're actually going to see a Witch Elf charge against the Temple Guards. I was a little bit disappointed there because it looked like I was going to be able to get a really nice charge off, and they actually counter-charged in the last second. And yeah, guys, this is just a pretty insane battle. We've got witches against dinosaurs, guys. I cannot get over it. And yeah, I am starting to pull back the points, guys. I'm starting to creep back up into third place. Narrow now with, you know, the Skaven player with zero men left on the battlefield. Cannot do anything about me surpassing his points. We've got the Hydra versus the Carnotaur over here, though, taking a hit from the artillery. Oh my goodness, like missiles, all 3 shots actually hitting. This Carnotaur is just going to go mad straight into my, I believe these are the Hargonath Executioners, yes. And the Carnotaur is just going to absolutely rip through those. Fortunately, a lot of them are going to continue to get back up, seeing as they are a very elite unit. But the Carnotaur is just going to keep going crazy into the back of my Blackguard. And yet, I mean, it's just too insane to be able to control. There's no way that I can keep that Carnotaur pinned down, because as soon as it wants to get out of battle, it can just tramp all over my men and send them flying, and then, you know, it can get out of there. Over on this side, I've actually sent some units over to support this high elf force. We've actually decided to team up again, seeing as the Lizardmen are doing so well. We kind of threw away the alliance before, but it kind of, you know, we brought it back again. So I've got some of my Cold One Dread Knights over here actually routing, which is a shame. Hopefully they do come back. I was trying to take out this Bastillodon, seeing as these one unit, you know, large dinosaurs are going to give us a lot of points if we can manage to take them out. So I am now up into third place, and it is now pretty much a battle between the 3 of us to take first place. We still are, you know, closing in on the points. However, with the men that we have left, we only have a few units of archers, and you can just see this Bastillodon. The artillery is just going to go in, and this is exactly what I meant when I said the artillery crew turns into a tank. It's just going to wreck all of these men, guys, send them flying so far down. Are they going to get back up? Or are they going to stay down and admit defeat? It looks like they have been massacred. So yeah, at this point, guys, I think it is pretty fair to say that the Dark Elves aren't going to survive much longer. As you can see, the Hydra down very low on health. It's also got the Carnotaur nearby. It looks like it's actually going to chase the Witch Elves down, make sure that they don't come back from routing. And it looks like most of our infantry as well is completely gone. We still have our general just about hanging in there, flying away from the Carnotaur, making sure to get out of there. We've got the Hydra actually retreating as well back to what remains of our infantry over here, which is basically nothing. We've got this unit of Blackguard down to 14 men, getting taken down by more of the Temple Guard. And over here, our artillery crews are just about to get absolutely ripped as well by all of this Temple Guard. And yeah, there's just not much we can do. I'm actually sending the archers into combat now, seeing as they have used up all of their ammo, I do believe. Or I don't know, maybe they just went into combat anyway. Yeah, these Cold Ones, it looks like they have completely routed. We've got some Pterodons actually chasing down the General, which is not good. So she's going to try and get out of there as much as possible. I think I'm going to actually try and redeploy some units over to help her. But I don't actually have any units left, it looks like. It looks like I've got this unit of Hargonath Executioners. And yet my general has been caught out by the Pterodons. And she is actually going to rout from the battlefield. I'm not sure she's going to make it out alive, though. Let's see if we can stick with her, see if she makes it out alive. It looks like she can actually fly just a touch higher than those Pterodons. And yeah, the Skinks are probably sitting there throwing missiles at her, and yeah, she's actually going to manage to get away. So those Pterodons have done their job, and the Dark Elves have now been completely obliterated. And there's 5 minutes left in the battle, guys, and all that we have left is the High Elves, which are pretty much all focused over here, and the Lizardmen, which are scattered all over the battlefield after having taken out pretty much every single man in the battle. Got one Croxagore over here as well. Just shows you how elite these units are. One Croxagore that's just going to come back to the battlefield after routing. I don't know if he's routing again. Yeah, it looks like he is. I think he's just going to stay out of combat for now. Over here, I do believe there's a little bit of fighting going on. Yeah, so we've got a few of the High Elf units which actually routed over here. So we've got some of the White Lions of Grace going to charge into the side of the Croxagores, but the Croxagores are having none of it, guys. They are just going to smack them with their massive Warhammers. And oh my goodness, these units are definitely one of the most OP units in the game almost. I mean, I imagine they cost a fair amount. However, what can you do against such beasts, guys? Like, there is nothing you can do. It's just going to run into you. These are just the regular archers now. Just going to run for their lives. Not many are going to make it out. I think we do have some reinforcing support and fire. No, we don't even have that. It looks like they're just going to keep getting ran down with no support whatsoever. We've got 10 White Lions of Grace are going to run from the battlefield. And yet, the High Elf is now pretty much down to his last force, which is over there. There's not really any fighting going on at the moment, apart from these Croxagores that are chasing down the archers over here, though. And yeah, these Croxagores are down fairly low on health, so, you know, if these archers can turn and get some shots off into the Croxagores, they should be able to, you know, do a fair amount of damage. However, you can see they are gaining on them. The Croxagores are gaining on them. And yeah, there's not much that these archers can do. I do believe there was another unit of archers over here. Oh, over here even. And yet there's a little bit of, you know, supporting fire coming in now, which is definitely what the High Elves need. If they can break these Croxagores, it's definitely going to be a big step towards, you know, getting into the battle. You can actually see over there in the distance, we've got the lone Croxagore coming over to get a little bit of the battle. And yeah, just some more archer fire going into these Croxagores. Let's just take a moment to enjoy this. Can we actually jump into the unit? If it lets us. I don't believe it's going to let us, so let's just go into this charge. And the archers are going to counter charge, but there is not much that they can do. And these Croxagores are just going to wreck them. Oh no, it looks like they're actually routing. Okay, so it looks like the Croxagores charged into these archers and somehow these guys held on. I believe there's 40 of these guys left. They managed to hold on. Oh guys, just look how sick these guys look when they run, because they take out their archers, they take out the bows, and they had their swords as well. But over here we've actually got some pterodons coming over to take out the archers. However, they are going to take a lot of missile fire, 40 arrows in each volley. However, these archers thought that they'd actually routed, so they're going to stop shooting, and the pterodons are going to get in there. I believe these pterodons are going to be able to destroy the rest of these archers, guys. It's pretty insane. Oh my goodness, yeah, these archers down to... Oh, they've only actually lost 5 men so far. So I guess these pterodons didn't do as much damage as I thought. However, the main battle is about to begin over here, guys. So let's go and take a look at what's going on. You can just see the absolute hail of archer fire coming in on to the temple guard of the Lizardmen. And yeah, it is just going to be insane. You can see so many men dropping to this archer fire. The archers of the Elven forces are definitely, I would say, the most elite archers in the game. Not these ones, however, you know, just Elven archers. Everyone knows how much of a reputation archers actually, Elves actually have for their archers. So it looks like they're actually going to send the archers up, which is a bit of a mistake. Unless they're out of ammo. I don't know if they're actually going to charge into these temple guard. Yeah, it looks like they're actually sending in the Phoenix Guard now as well to take on the units. However, I mean, the only problem here is the Elves may win in the center. However, no, they're not going to win. So yeah, that's pretty insane. You can see left what we had left. These Carnotaurs and, you know, still got the Stegodons and the Bastillodons. One Bastillodon has been fallen over here from a couple of units of archer fire in the last moments of the battle. However, you can just see how the Lizardmen have absolutely wrecked house over here. So let's end the battle there, guys, and take a look at the statistics. So guys, for myself, you can see that the Bleak Swords just did absolutely nothing. They just got hit so hard by the Skaven artillery that there was just not much that they could come back to. The Spears, again, really not doing much against the more elite Lizardmen and, you know, again, the artillery fire. For the Harpies, the pink units down here, they did fairly well. You know, across the board doing okay apart from this unit. The Dragons doing okay. I don't really know how many kills that they should be getting, seeing as, you know, we were against the Skaven. However, I don't know if they took out any of the Doom Wheels or of the Hellpit Abominations, stuff like that. Seeing as, you know, obviously bigger units are worth more points. We've also got the War Hydras, didn't do too well again. They got hit very hard by the artillery and by the Doom Wheels. The bolt throwers, again, not getting much time to throw off. So, unfortunately, in this battle, it looks like my army didn't do too well. We did get a fair amount of points, guys, from defeating the Skaven. However, as I say, they went more on a quality army rather than quantity. So, we didn't get too many kills across the board. However, we did manage to take out a lot of the enemy troops. Taking a look at the Skaven next. We have Lord Scroll getting a few kills, as well as the Plague Priest on his little pedestal. The Storm Vermin, the Halberd Storm Vermin, did fairly well against the Dragons and the Hydras that went in after them, as well as the Sword and Shield Storm Vermin. They doing okay as well. These guys didn't really get a chance to get into combat, really. They got charged by the Dragon Princes of the High Elves. And again, same with these. Mainly for the enemy, for the Skaven, the Rat Ogres did okay and the Hellpits did okay, but mainly it was the artillery. You can see 150, 125, 113 kills, and this Doomy as well, getting a lot of kills. So definitely, guys, if you play as the Skaven, make sure to bring a lot of that artillery. It will definitely help you get those points on the board, or, you know, win the battle if it's not a free-for-all. So yeah, let's take a look at the High Elves. So again, they're Spearmen across the board, just getting absolutely wrecked by the, you know, the Carnotaurs and the Bastillodons and the Stegodons. There's just absolutely nothing that men can do against monsters. And then if we take a look, the White Lions of Priest doing a little bit better, again, against, majority against, you know, elite Temple Guard, which are much more bulky than, you know, the Elves. And against all of the Croxagors as well. And the Phoenix Guard didn't really get involved until the very end of the battle. So they did fairly well to get a bunch of kills off there. The Archers, you know, for Elven Archers, you may expect a few more kills on them. However, the only problem is they're, again, against the Lizardmen with, you know, thick reptilian armor. There's not much that Archers are going to be able to do against those. And the Dragon Princes got some nice charges off. This unit getting 110 kills, this unit getting 65, but these two units really underperforming. I believe they're the two units that I probably mocked up after they came over to my flank. And the Dragons doing fairly okay, but just like myself, the artillery not managing to get so many kills for the Elves. And for the Lizardmen, you can see across the board, it looks like not many units have underperformed. Maybe just 1, 2, 3 units, 4 units, maybe not getting as many kills as you would want. But if we look over all of the Temple Guards, you can see how all of them have ranked up so much in the battle, for getting so many kills. They may have been ranked up already as well. The Chameleon Skinks, I don't believe they really got into the battle much. Where did they go? I just saw them pop up. So these are some more of the... oh yeah, so these are the... hang on, where are the Skinks? Oh, so these are the Skinks here, not getting too many kills. However, they are only a blow dart unit. And then we have the Bastillodons. You know, they didn't get too many kills, but they held out till the end of the battle and, you know, ended up winning the battle. And the Croxagors just, again, just mowing down so many of the, high elves, seeing as I didn't really see too much of them, neither did the Skaven. And also the Pterodon Riders not getting too many kills, but, you know, they were there when they were needed to scare off some of the enemies. And again, just the Bastiladons just getting so many kills, and the Carnotaur as well for the general getting a nice amount of kills. However, the Ancient Stegodons are definitely the winners for this battle. 209 kills on that unit. I think that's the best that any unit did in this battle. I do believe they actually have, you know, some sort of siege engine on. Oh no, just the Skinks on the top as well. So they would have got a few kills. However, we did see so many charges from the Stegodon, just charging straight into those high elves and just knocking so many of them down to the ground. Yeah, guys. But anyway, guys, this has been a great experience for me doing this free-for-all. I've never actually played a free-for-all in Total War before, so this was the first one I ever played, and I didn't come, you know, first or second. I came third. However, it was definitely a fun one to play, so there will be more free-for-alls coming to this battle, and I'll probably try and have a go with all of the different factions, guys. But guys, I hope you did enjoy this episode. I am planning on bringing out some more Total War Warhammer 2 content. I'm planning on bringing out some lore battles, so sort of like my historical battle series for 1212 AD. It's going to be, you know, lore historic battles. I don't know if that's the correct way of saying it, but, you know, fantasy battles that were actually, you know, written down in the Warhammer stories and stuff like that. So yeah, guys, that should be pretty insane. So if you know anything about Warhammer, guys, make sure to drop a comment down below. You know, just give me some nice ideas of what I could do for some really epic cinematic lore battles. But yeah, guys, that is going to be it for today's episode. So I hope you have enjoyed, guys. If you did, make sure to drop a like on the video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. But until next time, guys, my name is Hamdog, and I'll see you later.